Matthew,
Right.
you've won one. I've won one. Then you won another one. Are you ready? I think I'm ready for round 4. Are you ready?
I am ready for round 4.
Welcome back, everybody, to another round of a little side project that we have here on the Hey Listen to This feed. This little side project is called a Discography Draft, and if you're listening to this episode, it's mainly because me and Matt got something going on in our lives, and we figured like we had take a break away from the traditional deep dive into a record that me and Matt choose and explore an artist's discography. So Matt, the last time that we did this little project here, what artist did we cover and who won that round?
We covered the Black Keys, and I won that by the skin of my teeth. That one had to go to overtime for us to decide a true winner, so I came out on top on that one. So, for those who don't know the rules of Discography Draft, basically we go through an artist's discography, we pick albums that they've done, and based on, I believe it's All Music's rating, we tally up a score, and whoever comes out on top wins. And so, because I won last time, I get to pick who the artist is this time, while Ryan, you get to make the first overall pick. And this time, for Discography Draft, we are diving into the late, great David Bowie and his discography.
Yeah, so full disclosure, before we hit record on this episode, Matt disclosed that we were going to be covering either another artist or David Bowie, and he decided to cover David. He decided to, select David Bowie for us to draft his discography from, and I was kind of taken back by the fact that he has 26 studio albums, including 2 self-titled albums released back-to-back, kicking off his discography.
That's a lot of albums, and, it may seem like, for some people, it's like, that's not that many, but at the same time, no, it really is. I mean, you think the Beatles, they only had 10? I don't even know if the Stones, they probably do, but it's close. And for Bowie to release all of these albums at the pace that he was going, especially during the 1970s, is quite nuts.
Plug in the computer because I can see the battery going down a little bit. All right, so I want to throw this out there because of the amount of studio albums that he did release and the ones that we're going to be drafting from. After a certain point, I would say that you and I are at least allowed to take a look at what songs are actually on the albums in question. That way we're not just, drafting off of vibes. Are you down for that?
I'm cool with that.
All right, cool. So, yeah, I don't think we need to really introduce David Bowie because, if you don't know who David Bowie is, well, go do a Google, right?
Yeah, go read a book.
Yeah. So I think I'm ready to go first if you're ready to have this draft kicked off.
Let's do it.
All right, so for me, it's going to be an easy number 1 pick. You can see me already highlighting and copying and pasting the one over, which is the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. So that's probably one of his most noteworthy albums out there. Well, probably his best one, objectively. So yeah, easy number 1 pick for me.
It is an easy number 1 pick. My number 1 pick is not quite as easy because I feel like there's a couple places I can go. But I am going to go with the album before that, and that is Hunky Dory with my first overall pick.
Copy and paste? Well, I probably should do cut and paste, but what? It is what it is. So with my next pick, I'm going to actually go all the way down to his last album in his discography and draft Black Star to my team here.
Solid choice, solid choice. I am going to go with his 1976 release, Station to Station for my second pick.
And then for me, I'm gonna go with the Next Day, the other most recent release that he's done. Yep, the Next Day is my next album on my team here.
All right. I'm going to go with the first in his Berlin trilogy. I'm going to go to Low for my third overall pick.
And then I'm gonna pivot over to The Man Who Sold the World.
Okay.
For my fourth pick here.
I'm going to go with Aladdin Sane for my next pick.
Excellent album title, by the way. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so for me, I'm gonna go with Heroes as my next pick.
Okay. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna go with his 1969 album with my next selection.
And then for me, I'm gonna go with Diamond Dogs as my next selection.
All right, and I will follow you right behind with Young Americans as my next.
Okay. All right, so I feel like at this rate, I ran out of albums that I'm at least vaguely familiar with, so I'm gonna open up the Spotify's and just at least see if the vibes are leading me in the correct direction.
Okay.
Okay. For my next pick, I'm gonna go with Let's Dance.
All right. My next choice will be Scary Monsters.
And Super Creeps.
And Super Creeps, yes.
Okay. And then let me I'm gonna get the other self-titled album off the board with his 1967 release.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Lodger.
Lodger? Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna my next pick is gonna be Pinups.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Earthling next.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go with Heathen as my next selection as well.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Never Let Me Down.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go with Tonight.
Just because I like the name, I'm gonna go with the Buddha of Suburbia.
Okay. Going off the vibes here.
Purely a vibes pick.
Yeah. I'm always a fan of that. So for me, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Black Tie White Noise.
All right. So we are down to 3, which are Outside, Hours, and Reality. I'm going to go with Hours.
You're going to go with some Hours. Okay. Okay. And so this is going to essentially have me pick between, the remaining two. Well, I will determine how the next two selections go because that's how math works. And
right.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to go with Outside.
Okay. And I'll deal with Reality.
Oh, wow. All right. So I would say for me, I'm pretty happy about the majority of my team. I would say definitely like after Let's Dance, I was basically kind of going off of, what got a remaster or not? That's basically it. Other than that, it's just like some vibes. Like, when I drafted Heathen, I was just like, well, I went with a lot of his later albums, so like, might as well keep riding that strategy.
Yeah. I would say after Lodger, I was purely going off of vibes. Like, again, I'm much more familiar with his older work, as I assume you are as well. But yeah, I think we're about to find out who decided to pick the right ones.
All right, cool. So, what I will say is that we go in reverse order in terms of like finding the scores out, and then at the very end we'll see who wins. So the first album we will be checking with that in mind would be Ours, if you're down with that.
With Ours or Reality?
Well, it would actually be Reality. Sorry. Yeah. So the first album that we would be checking out with that in mind would be Reality. If you're ready to check out some Reality,
Let's do it.
all right. So on All Music right now, let me do Reality. Oh, actually no, it came up right away. I need to believe in the ability of All Music. All right. So All Music rating got a 3.5. Okay.
Good start.
And then we're gonna go outside.
On an album cover, by the way, for Reality.
Yeah. All right. So okay, 3. Slightly behind, but I feel like I believe in the rest of my team to come back. All right. So we're gonna go Hours. All right. So 3. Okay.
Not bad. Not bad.
All right. Black Tie, White Noise. 2.5. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. So falling slightly behind.
You're down by 1. That's not completely insurmountable.
Okay. The Buddha of Suburbia is up next. Oh wow, that album cover.
I know.
Okay, another 3. Okay. And then Tonight. Ooh, okay, a 2.
Ooh.
Okay, that's not good for me. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just do this going forward. So the next album that we're gonna be looking at would be Never Let Me Down. Ooh, another 2.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So my weakest of the lot so far.
And then I'm gonna go Heathen as the next album we'll be checking out. It was my selection. Okay, 3.5. Okay.
Okay.
Kicking it back up a notch. I can dig it.
Getting back in it.
Only down by 0.5 now, so All right, so the next one would be Earthling. 2.5. Okay.
I keep wanting to say, man, that album cover. I'm just realizing, wait, it's David Bowie. Of course it is.
It's part of his requirements for releasing music.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So Pinups is my next album up for contention. Okay, so 3. So that at that point we are tied. So I came back.
We are now tied. You did come back from down whatever to crawl back in it.
All right. So the next album we're gonna look up the score of is Lodger. All right. So Lodger. Ooh. Okay. The highest rated so far, 4.5.
All right.
Okay. All right. All right, so we're going to go with the next album we're going to take a look at is his debut studio release, which is his self-titled 1967 release. And that got a solid 4. Okay, so...
Oh, okay. Not going to lie, I do know a little bit about that album. I'm surprised it's that high rated. I'm legit... Because there's a song on there, if you want to look it up later, called The Magic Genie. Have fun with that.
Alright, so the next album we're looking up the score of is Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. Okay, so that's the first 5 on record here.
I'll take it.
Okay. Then we're going to go with Let's Dance as the next album we're going to be looking up. Oh, okay, 3. Oh, okay. I'm falling slightly behind now. But I believe in the rest of my albums here, so we'll see what happens. So the next album we're going to be looking up is David Bowie's Young Americans. All right, 3.5. Okay. Diamond Dogs. I need a good Good score from Diamond Dogs. Oh, 2.5. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Currently down by 3.5. So you're gonna have to have some real stinkers. I'm gonna have to hit some grand slams coming up here.
Let's see what happens.
But to be fair, like especially since I saw that what this album was. Ooh, okay.
All right.
So his 1969 release, which is sometimes known as Space Oddity, which is a self-titled release officially, got a 3 out of 5. So that's a very interesting thing, considering like I know of that album and I would consider it to be a little bit better than a 3. So
yeah,
we're gonna go with Heroes. If just for one day. Okay, here we go.
All right, he's back. Somehow Palpatine returned.
I got a 5, so now I'm only down by 1.5. Okay, so let's see. Aladdin Insane is the next album we're looking up the score of. It's the next selection off of your team here. 4.5. Okay, so you're not gonna go quietly into that good night.
No.
You're like, yeah, not today, buddy. All right, so the next album that we're going to be checking out is The Man Who Sold the World. 4.5. Okay, so even Steven. All right, so it's essentially going to come down to Hunky Dory, Station to Station, and Low versus Ziggy Stardust, Black Star, and The Next Day. Here we go. All right, so we will start out with Low. Okay, so we have a Grand Slam with a 5.
All right.
Okay. So The Next Day. Oh, 3.5. Okay. Okay. So I don't like my chances. So we'll see what happens. So
we will see.
Station to Station's the next one. 4.5. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure that you might have beaten me here, but I know at least my next 2 selections are gonna be, they should be 5s. If not, then there is no God.
Okay.
All right, so there's a 5 there with Black Star. All right, Hunky Dory is the last one on your team. All right, and the last one on your team gets a solid 5. There's no way for me to win. I at least need, yeah. I at least want a 5 here to like at least be respected here. Oh,
I was gonna say you need an 8 out of 5 in order to pull ahead.
Yeah, but that's not possible.
That's not how math works.
Yeah, but just for the sake of completionist, I will see what the rating of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars on AllMusic is, and it's a 5, of course. So, okay, so yeah, so the final score is my team got a 46.5, and the lowest rated albums on my team were Tonight, Black Tie, White Noise, and Diamond Dogs, and I had only 3 5s of Ziggy Stardust, Black Star, and Heroes, and Matt's team got a 49, so Matt wins this round of Discography Draft, which means I only have won 1 of these, and Matt's won 4 of these now. I mean, yeah, wait.
3.
No, 3 of these, yeah. Okay, Matt, I am just so ashamed of my loss from this round here. But your lowest rated albums were Never Let Me Down, Earthling, and then you had a couple 3s in there. And then your highest rated ones were Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, Low, and Hunky Dory. So, yeah, man. It was fun taking a look at David Bowie stuff regardless, though, because I knew of, like, Black Star, obviously Ziggy Stardust, The Next Day, Heroes, The Man Who Sold the World, and I think the one that I'm most surprised about in terms of ratings was the 1969 release by David Bowie, because like that has like the Space Oddity song, and it's a pretty good album. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was surprised by a couple of them too. I was not expecting the 1967 album to be as high as it was. I was kind of expecting Let's Dance to be a little higher than it was. Obviously, the ones at the top are pretty cut and dry. Your Hunky Dory, your Rise and Fall Ziggy Stardust, Black Star, Low, deserved fives. But yeah, there were a couple surprises in there.
Yeah, alright, well, either way, it's even though I took the L, I'll take the L humbly and, study up for next time, even though, like, there's no way to really study for this kind of game here. But, yeah, so the next time that we're going to be doing this discography draft, it's going to be essentially the same kind of format. Matt's going to choose the artists that we're going to cover, and then, I'll pick first. And then we'll see if I can start to make a comeback in the overall standings here, or if Matt will still just keep beating the crap out of me and kicking me to bed.
Looking forward to it, either way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode of Discography Draft, presented by the good, dashingly good-looking men who share the same middle name, who hosts the podcast, Hey, Listen to This.